Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a small tutorial about how to use the ultrasonic sensor and how to make a cool display using processing. So first of all, let's have a look on the datasheet. I'm just going to go through a few important notes. This is the range of the device. It can reach from 2 cm to 400 cm. Here, using the I/O trigger for at least 10 microseconds high level signal. If you don't know, we are sending a signal from the trigger and wait until the echo receive it. So we have echo and trigger. So we need to set trigger high, wait at least 10 microseconds, and then put it low and wait until the echo receive it, if there is an obstacle, of course. Here we have the working voltage 5 volts. Don't give it more than 5 volts or you'll burn it. The current that it consumes, and here we have the measure angle. So basically the module doesn't catch the distance in a straight line, it's just a small angle of 50 degrees. So this is the module, this is the trig and echo I was talking about. This is the plus 5 volts, minus 5 volts. So here basically we are sending an echo. I'm sending to the echo the signal from the trig. So here we send the signal, it hits an obstacle, then it comes back to the echo. And how we determine the distance? So there is a small formula. We have the echo low when it receives the signal from the echo. It comes from high, then stay a little bit and go to low. So we are just going to measure that duration from high to low, and from it we can determine the distance. So here, let's say this is our duration. We divide it by 85 and we have in centimeter, and we divide it by 184, we got inches. So let's try it. So first of all, let's open our Arduino software. So here, so first of all, let's just define our trig and echo pin. So I'm going to use const int trig equals 7 and const int echo equal 8. So for the ones who doesn't know constant int and they only use int, so constant int means that this integer will never change through the whole program, and if you try to change it, an error message will come out. So it's quite useful. Now we are going to add two more variables. One we'll call duration and the other one is distance. So remember, the duration is the time from the echo to go from high to low, and the distance when we divide it by 85 or 84. So here we're just to set our trig and echo to output and input. We're going to use pin mode trig output and pin mode again for echo to be an input. So output is just waiting for it to send the data, and input we waiting for it to receive that data. So now we're going to initialize our serial begin. So serial dot begin the speed. So I'm just going to use the serial begin so we can show the distance on the monitor. So here we'll save this for later. Now we're going to make a small void so we can calculate the distance from the duration, and of course we calculate the duration too. So here we're going to do void, let's say this for distance. So now let's put our trig high, wait for more than 10 microseconds, and then put it to low. So we're going to do digital right trig, put it high, high, delay, microseconds. So for the ones who doesn't know microseconds, it's just the same as delay, but here delay in milliseconds, here in microseconds. So I'm just going to put 100. I think that's enough. And now we're going to set the trig low again. Digital right trig low. Now we are ready. So let's make use of it, of the duration. Duration equal pulse in, pulse in echo high. So what we are going to do here is wait for the echo to go high, then start timing, and when it comes to low, we stop the timing. So from this duration, we're going to determine our distance. So distance equal duration divided by this, and with this we're going to have our distance in centimeters. So now all we have to do is call our this void, then let's say serial dot print distance, and now serial dot print ln sm for centimeter. Now we are ready, so let's check. So I'm just going to put ultrasonic. So let's see if we have any problems. Nothing. So I'm just going to connect my Arduino. I'm using an Arduino Nano. So let's select the port. So now we are ready. We're sending the data to the Arduino. So now let's see. Okay, let's just make the delay so we can actually read what you're getting. Okay, so now we should be able to see it. That's more like it. So as you can see, when I'm moving my hands, the distance change, and as you can see, this is the best distance I've got from my sensor, 206. So now let's go to processing. As you can see here, I opened my processing, and now let's start coding. First of all, we need to import a library which we can communicate with the Arduino with. Here we use it serial begin, and we didn't have to include it because it was already included in the Arduino, but in processing you need to manually include it. So let's say import and name it the library processing.serial.start, and now we successfully include the library. Now let's make a variable type serial. If you remember when you were programming, servo motor, we say servo and name our servo. Here it's the same thing. We're just coming serial and we will name it port. Now we're just going to make a variable called Hytham to TP font. You will see later what this is actually. When you're going to show something, you will need to like choose the size, the type of writing. So we'll leave it for that for later. Now we're just going to make string and it's called this equal, and for now it will be empty. This will hold our this will hold our numbers, our distance. So now let's go to void setup. It's quite similar to the Arduino because actually Arduino is based from processing. Now let's choose the size of our screen. It's 400 by 400 pixels. Now let's say port equal new serial this, and we'll choose our port, in my case COM3. Now this, so here this part doesn't change. Here you change it, if you change this serial name you change it from here, but this part doesn't change. Here you choose your port. If you have 4, 5, 7, whatever, just copy it and paste it here. If you have a Linux or a Mac, you will definitely find something else, so copy it and paste it here. And here is the speed, it have to be the same speed here. Now we will say port dot buffer Intel M. So here, if you remember, we are having the last character is centimeter, so it's M. Whenever we have an M, we go back to the next line. So here we're going to use it. So port.buffer Intel M. So we're going to hold the data we're going to have, and we're going to use it later. Now let's make use of Hytham. So we say Hytham equal load font, and here we're going to choose what we want. So I'm just going to use this, copy it, click OK, paste it here, and add point VLW, don't forget it. Now let's say font, actually it's text font. Here let's say Hytham 200. Here we are choosing the size. You can choose it from here, but I'll just put it there anyway. So you can change it from here or from here. So now we're just going to move this here. We're going to make a void draw. We don't have a void loop here, we just have void draw. So here we're going to set our background. The colors here is RGB, so just putting 4 zeros will give it automatically to black. And here we're gonna use fill. So fill is just the next text we're going to show. It will change the color based on the 3 color we're going to to put here, so I'm just going to put it blue because I like blue. So we're just going to put blue, and here we say text, and we're going to write our this. So, and you say, you put here the thing, the character, the variable you want to show, and here the position. So we're just going to put 7, let's say something like this. You can randomly choose it to be in the center or in every place you want. So you have X and Y, and you can change it whatever you want. Now let's make another small void called void text serial event. So void serial event, and we're just going to write serial port and open brackets. So when you do port dot buffer enter m, you just, it's like an interruption, you go from here to here. When you done this, you go from here. So serial event, so we're just going to say this, the variable we're going to show, equal port dot read string, say string enter m. So here, let's see. So now let's see what we're going to have. So load into the program again. Let's see if we're going to have something. Oh, we have a program, we have problem here. Okay, so let's stop it from here. It said didn't, so okay, start again, the same problem. This is weird. So let's change it to another thing, something more simple. Oh. Sorry about that, I'm still not quite used to it. As you can see here, this is our distance. Well, you can change it whatever you want. Let's put it something like, let's make our screen bigger. And now, as you can see here, this is your screen and this is your distance. Well, I hope you like it, and I'm really curious about what you're going to do with it. So if you make something, show it to me, and thank you very much.